Hi, welcome back. So this is video 2. However, eagle-eyed people will have spotted this is the same clip, the opening clip, as in video 1. So just in case you've not seen the first video in this select collection of 3 videos, this is what we've used. Now, we're only using some of the molds that we're picturing here in this video because we've already used the others in the first video. There is a third video to this collection because there's quite a few pieces that we're making here, and all we're doing here is just showing you what molds we're going to be using, hopefully the dried pressed flowers, but spoiler alert, we don't actually use the decoupage paper. Video number 1 had the 2 oblong trays and those 2 lovely egg-shaped moulds in them. If you haven't watched that, then why not check out our playlist and go and find that. Now, video 3 is going to have that mould and the coaster mould, so the ribbed edged bowl mould and the coaster mould in it. And in this video, we're going to make a start with this huge mould. Now, obviously, please ignore this next bit here with the decoupage paper. We had hoped to maybe incorporate these on some baubles so you could have hanging baubles whatever time of the year it is, not just at Christmas. But that didn't go to plan. So starting with this really large mould. Now this is either a tray mould, a charger plate mould, look great on a centerpiece on a kitchen table, dining room table, a breakfast bar, console table, wherever you wish to put it. Now, we're still sticking with the same colour theme as in video 1, which is shades of pink, clear and white, and using a number of different things. So we've used eco resin. You were seeing that in video 1. In this one, we're using epoxy resin, and we're incorporating some of this rather lovely metal or faux metal leaf. Now, these are gilding leaves, and they are from a supplier called U Crafty. And as per usual, everything that we've used in today's video will be listed with links in the description box. Now, look at this. This is a real vibrant, deep, vivid pink. Quite a dark pink as well as being bright, if that makes sense. And all I'm literally doing is just breaking off a sheet into little pieces and placing it here, there, wherever, quite randomly on this mould. Now, this is a bit of a wave. It gives a bit of a wave texture, this mould. It's a beautiful mould. Now, if you didn't want to use it as a charger plate or if you didn't want to use it as a charger plate or a centerpiece plate, something to maybe put some pot plants on, something like that, or maybe even a table lamp, it would look beautiful, set it off really nicely. You could do a very thin layer of resin, make sure obviously it does cover it and fill it, and then actually, when it's not quite completely cured, take it out of its mould and press it into a bowl and press it down really hard and then form it and shape it so that you can make it into a bowl itself. Leave it there for a couple of days, then take it out and it'll be a freeform bowl. Now, this is just a close-up of me burnishing on those foil flakes or the foil pieces. Obviously, if you don't have sheets of this stuff, you can just use the little foil flakes and you can use it in whatever colour you want. I mean, if you don't want to go with the foil flakes, then by all means leave this bit out. But I'm then going in with a bigger brush and just brushing over the whole piece. So that's it. Done for this bit, for this particular mould. There we go. Just making sure it's all done and that there are bits in and around the side. I did notice there were a few gaps, so I went back in and put a little bit a little bit more in. So this is this beautiful little bowl mould. Now, scalloped edged, and it's got some other detail on it. I've seen lots of other artists using this mould, and I thought about time we had a go. Look at that. Now, those look like roses to me, a bit about like the Macintosh roses, if you know anything about Charles Rennie Mackintosh, a fabulous designer, arts and crafts periods from the early 1900s, so the 20th century, so I think it's about 1920s, but I'm not completely sure on that, so apologies if I'm wrong there. But yeah, so here we go. I'm going to do exactly the same sort of thing as I did with the big charger plate or centerpiece tray. And I mean, obviously you apply foil and these gilding pieces and sheets exactly how you want to. Use whatever technique you feel happiest using. I was just using some tweezers, trying to take off bits, and then gave up with the tweezers for a bit and actually tried to get bigger pieces off and put them on. At the first, I thought I was just going to try and get it onto the flower detail. So you can see me there just sort of trying to take a few pieces off from the outer edge. And I thought, do you know what? Let's give this an almost sort of mercury glass sort of look. See if I can, achieve that. Now, if you don't know what I mean by mercury glass, it's very much sort of not faded glass, but almost looks like it's starting to not decay, because that's not the right word either, but it's got a bit of patina. There we are, that's better. That's a nicer word than decay. A bit of patina to the edge and so on. But I'm literally just using exactly the same technique as I did in the previous mould. Applying it, brushing it on to burnish it in, and can you see it's really uneven around the edges. Now, if that's not your thing, and I know it isn't some people's, you can always then just take a wet wipe, or a tough wipe like we use from our local Home Depot or B&Q as we call it over here in the UK, and go around and clean it off. Or you can take, remove it is what I'm saying. But I quite like that. And I quite like the fact that it's, gone off into other areas as well. It's not all sharp, straight lines. That's definitely not me. Now, I'm not going to do exactly the same to the next one to that. I've got a different shade of this foil flake. And oh, look what I did there. Now, I thought I was being really clever by trying to apply it like that, and then realised it went everywhere else where I didn't want it to go. So then spent a little bit of time just trying to take it off gradually with my tweezers. I did go back in after I'd applied all that I wanted to with this one and remove it with a wet wipe, and just so it wasn't merging too much into the the pattern, either the little flower pattern either side of it, because basically I was going for one pattern with one rose or flower pattern on the mould, or one section with no foil or hardly any, and then one with foil, and then one without, and then one with, and so on. And this is the other colour that I use. So this is all shades of pinks, and this is very vibrant but beautiful. And anybody else getting sort of Valentine's vibes from this, perhaps? This would make a lovely present for a Valentine. But to be honest with you, I mean, myself and my partner, who is also one of the other creators here at lottiejasminedesigns, that's Wayne, we were saying, do we do cards this year on Valentine's Day? Should Valentine's Day just be for Valentine's Day? I don't think it should. I also don't think it should just be for romantic relationships. I think it should be for somebody special to you. So that could be anybody, really. But, that's just my thoughts and feelings on that. So there we are. I've turned the bowl back round the other way. You can just see, can you see those lovely coloured foils through there? And I've put a few little just odd bits on the base there as well. Now, handing over to Wayne. He's mixed up some Tea Expert resin. It's a 1-to-1 mixing ratio. It's just the brand of choice that we currently use. We're not sponsored by anybody, any of the manufacturers in this that we've used their goods for in this video. He's adding in some white, I think that's white, yeah, that's white ink, alcohol ink, to one amount of the Tea Expert resin. And he's going in with some very vivid pink. Very vivid in the other one. As you can see off to the right in the top right hand corner of the screen, there is also another see-through container with some clear in it. Now the clear, he doesn't show you what he does, but he does actually add in some iridescent glitter. So here we go. He's just adding in a bit more white and then stirring it up. Obviously he doesn't normally stir this quickly. This has been sped up because otherwise this would be quite a lengthy video. If you've joined us for today's video, hello to everybody who's watching. If you're one of our subscribers, welcome back. If you're brand new to our channel, why don't you subscribe to us? We are predominantly a how to make kind of craft channel. We'll show you the good with the not so good. We'll discuss it. If you subscribe to our channel, you can always then join us for the live chat, for the premieres of our videos. And hello to everybody, by the way, in the live chat. And if you're happy and you're going to subscribe, hit the notification bell and you will then be notified of our videos when they are going to be premiered. Usually 3 times a week, Wednesdays, Fridays and Sundays at 5 p.m. UK time. So he's just added a little bit of clear PVA glue into the white mixed resin. Yep, that's the iridescent white glitter, which he then does add to the clear glitter. Now, look at that pink. That's a real, what I call bubblegum sugar pink. And he's just literally pouring it wherever, however much, onto the tray. Didn't decide not quite enough there with that one. So he's going to pour again. There you go. There we are. And then he is going to go in with the white and do exactly the same. Again, this bit has been sped up because obviously take your time doing this, and you know, you can hope that it's going to go the way that you want it. Can you see the way it's blending with the pink? And now he's going in with the clear with that little bit of iridescent white glitter, and then stopping and just seeing what it's doing, where is it going, and then topping it up again with some more. Don't forget, you must fill this mould all the way up to the top. Look at that. It's giving quite a cloudy, sort of almost milky look to it, with little hints of what's supposed to be pink, but it's actually looking more like a very, very pale lavender to me. And there we are, going in, just topping it all up. Now, one thing you won't see us do in this video is when we've poured all of epoxy resin into the mould that we're happy with, then we give it a spritz over with some isopropyl alcohol, and that just disperses any surface bubbles that have come up. So this is the bowl, and he's doing just a layering technique. So popping in the pink, then the white, and then thought, this is not going down the sides of this bowl. So he just literally took a little coffee stir stick there and carefully just levered out the side of the bowl away from the centre, and the resin did its job and it moved. And then he decided, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to press down in the centre as I pour the resin in. And he said that also worked. That did the trick. You can probably see some of the bubbles coming up from the side up out to the top as well. Look at that. And just popping. That's what you want. That's absolutely fine. And there we go. So he's just trying to get rid of some bubbles as well at the same time. A bit more white in. So we're hoping this is going to go for sort of a milky, cloudy effect. Maybe white, maybe very, very pale pink. But we think that will contrast really nicely with the very vibrant foil that's also in this piece. So there we go. I think that's that one up to the top there. Lovely. Now, this is the Reed diffuser mould. Now, we've used this mould before in another video, and we've also used the other one we've got, which is almost exactly the same, apart from it's got a ribbed outer edging to it instead. So this one has a lid. So he's just pouring it into the lid. So there's the pink, there's the white, and he pops a tiny bit of clear in. A tiny bit of clear. Now, big hint and big tip here, or big tip, make sure you go around the edge of this, the inner edge and the outer edge of this mould with a stir stick or something maybe a bit smaller, so you get rid of all the bubbles. Now, Wayne didn't do that, and unfortunately the cured piece for the lid does have a couple of large bubbles in it, or air pockets got trapped. So when it's cured, we've then got indents there. But that's on the underside of the lid, and it doesn't it's not detrimental to the finished piece. Did you see that glitter there then popping? I love this glitter. Look at that. The iridescent glitter. One of my favourite glitters. That followed very closely by a glitter we've been using in previous videos to this, made by a company called Valspar, and it's glitter that's actually supposed to go into emulsion paint for your walls and ceilings in your home. So we will be trying that out at some point soon as well. So who knows? Maybe we'll do a video on that if we decide to do that in our home and show the results. So he had some leftovers of resin, and of course We normally have a few moulds lying around, but rather than do more fishes, more hearts, that sort of thing, we decided to opt for the bears. So these bears were also in the previous video, in video number 1 to this collection, where I used a little bit of leftover eco resin, and we got some lovely pink sort of and white marble effect bears. So Wayne's just trying to aim for where he wants the coloured resin to go, but resin's going to do what resin wants to do, and it will travel, and it will continue to travel, and by travel I mean move around the moulds until it's cured. So we'll see how these turn out when we see the demould, which should be quite exciting. Now, these were left for a good 24 hours before they were demoulded. All these pieces were, and unfortunately they are still a little bit bendable. The bears aren't, but the bowl is, and the big charger plate or tray, round tray is, and that is just literally because it's winter over here in the UK, and it's a lot cooler, and we find that the weather and the heat, the temperature, the atmosphere, all those sorts of things play a big role in how the resin cures, how it behaves, and how quickly it cures. So this was 24 hours later. Wayne decided to demould it and turn it over so it's face down onto that large silicone mat. Excuse the mark to the right hand side of his hand. There's a couple of balloon dogs up there on the right, which he also made recently. There we go. And he's just taking the mould away from the project itself rather than the other way around, rather from the piece from the other. Nice and clean, that mould. Lovely. Do love that mould. We've got some coasters that match that mould. We've got some textured coasters. A lot of the stuff, by the way, will be available on our website. The things you can see being made currently won't be released for sale on the website until the end of March, and that will be our spring-summer collection when we launch that. Our website, however, is going live on the 16th of February, and that will showcase quite a few of the pieces that we've made in videos over the last year or so. So this prior to the beginning of this year. Lots of good and at very good reasonable prices, and the reason for that is purely because it's the launch of the website. We can't always guarantee that those prices will remain that for all the new products that we will be doing and releasing. But yeah, so 16th of February, that will be going live. There we are. One thing just point to note is that unfortunately we can't offer free postage. We will it's free packing but not free postage. So, and also to say that unless you live within the UK, we will not be able to offer eco resin pieces for sale. So it won't be available, I'm afraid, unless you live in the UK. Every other pieces, the regular resin pieces, are available worldwide. There's reasons for that, and one is because they're just the weight of them and because of the fragility. Although they are solid pieces, sending them through the post internationally, it's quite a risk, and we don't want them to get to you and then find that actually they've been damaged through postage. Right, although they will be wrapped very well indeed. So as you can see, we've got a couple of bubbles there. The boldie moulded really nicely, didn't it? Lovely. Let us know in the comments what you think to these. Do you like the colour combination? Do you like the different techniques? Do you like the mix of the foil flakes with the glitter and the clear resin and the coloured resin? Do you like the eco pour? If you've seen the eco pour one, don't forget, if you haven't seen that, check out the first video. It'll be in our playlist. Let us know, what sort of colour combinations would you do if you were doing these? What do you think would work well? There we are. There is a sneak peek of video number 1, what we did, coming up at the very end of this in our beauty shots, if you like. So Wayne's just demoulding this one there, just going a bit careful. Twist and pull and it should release. There we go. Look at that, with that little bit of gold. Well, it looks like gold glitter, but it's not. It's iridescent glitter. See the lovely milky white with the palest of pinks. Bit more vibrant in with the clear parts there. Just zoomed out slightly so you can see. It's gorgeous. I absolutely love that. You'll finish off all the bottoms to these with the reamer tool, and yeah, Absolutely beautiful. Now, he did also do some skulls. I'll just show you quickly now the skulls with some leftover resin. I actually thought that had been edited out of this clip, so a little bit of bonus here. There we are. So we've got a white one and then a pink one. The skulls we do tend to use in our as key rings, so those will have the keyring hardware put in them, and those will also be up for sale soon. Look at that bear. Now, it is a slight tinge of pink there, lots of glitter, a little bit of the white or the milky white coloured resin as well. And here is the bigger bear too. Absolutely stunning. Thanks again if you've joined us for today's video. Hi to everybody in the live chat, and thanks for sharing and subscribing. Don't forget to hit that notification bell. Hope you enjoy this. Look. So here we are, the finished pieces that were in this video and the one from the previous video. See you all again very, very soon. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.